Hello Udeminians and welcome to my messy office. I'm going to use the Udemy Live little booklet that they gave me a couple of years ago to show you how to create a content calendar and a content plan without going out and spending a lot of money on planners and software and things like that. Now, you definitely will want to take your plan and put it into other tools, but don't use the tools till you've got a plan. So I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough on how to use your Udemy Live workbook. And I often do this at conferences. I grab their workbooks when I'm running a workshop, and we use the conference blank books and notepads to create our content calendar, social media diary and all that. And they've got a long list. They want to do their course promos, they need to do competitions, email promotions, they're looking at Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. If you've done any workshops with me, you know that we do physical planning at the desk as well as using the social media tools. And I hope this video is of interest to you. See you in a minute. So let's start our quick walkthrough. I've tied a little piece of tape here so that I can put that in the book wherever I need it, and it's just a ribbon, so you can use anything you like, anything you use for taping or securing things, pretty ribbons and so on. This came with the old Udemy logo on it, so what I've done is I've created a dashboard with some nice strong dashboard paper with pretty colors, and then put a Udemy sticker that I printed out here on the dashboard so that we can see it all the way through. And this is a nice little pouch that came with the Udemy book, which is almost A5 but not quite, and I put in any stickers that I'm going to use throughout. I'm not going to show you everything here, so let's just flip to the next section. My ultimate teaching goals, I created this in Canva, and for this year, and I have one for each year and I rip them out when I've done with them, to work in Bali in January, which I did, to go to the Penang conference in February, which I've done, to send out 12 email newsletters, because I'm just shocking at sending them out, and I've done one so far, and there's some other things that are coming up as well. So I'm going to be working in Singapore, Kuala Lumpur and maybe Florida, so I will have reached my goal of working overseas 3 times this year. The work in Bali was co-working spaces. Udemy gives you customer avatars, 6 or 7 of them, so I've chosen 3 or 4 that I think are of use to me, and one of them, for example, I won't go through everything, but they've just said the mature hobbyist, and the purpose is they prefer to learn for pleasure, so the pleasure is the purpose, often through books, learning style. They value relevancy and practical application of knowledge, which is also values and learning style. So I've made a note, and I've also given him a name of Dan, and I've said he's a retirepreneur because he's very specific type of retiree. And they've got Udemy give you some other things as well. I also break my personas up further, so these are standard. One type of retiree is Diamond Days. They have no mortgage and they learn things like languages. The Smarties live in the cities. They have a high pension and they're well educated. They like cultural learning, so they'll learn for travel and things like that as well. Senior Security are not tech savvy, so they might take a beginner's course on how to use their iPad or something. And Vintage Value are very budget conscious. They don't own their own home, and therefore they're looking for $10 courses and courses how to make, side hustle courses, how to make money. Diamond Days are not interested in side hustles, but Vintage Value will be. So this is for my audience targeting. This is just to show you that you can actually just handwrite things, but for me, everything handwritten, especially with my chicken scratch, just doesn't make me want to use the book. So if I have nice pretty things clearly laid out, I use the book. But anyway, your purpose, let me help you. Let's share the adventure together, fulfill your dreams. And then their purpose is to keep learning, stay active and fulfill a dream. But you could also have hidden purposes, like obviously you want to make money. Maybe you want more students is another purpose, because making money, you have to have other things that you value in order to get there. to get real life work, so consulting, that sort of thing, and to build your brand as a lecturer. Their values, they may not say this, but maybe they want to meet other people through online courses. Maybe they want to make money themselves and they want to stay relevant. So then once we know who our audiences are, and we've got 4, we have to do this for each of the 4. So I do a weekly list of things, and this one's not very well filled out, but they're early risers because they're retirees, and retired people tend to rise early. They're out early, walking, doing their garden, doing different things, and they do tend to go to bed early. Not all pensioners, but many do. Pension day in Australia is Wednesday. After the weekly rituals, I look at the yearly rituals. So for this particular customer avatar, the retirepreneur, they spend Christmas with the family. Winter, they're snowbirds. They take off to summer climes. Autumn, they do overseas travel, for instance, Italy. And October, seniors week. School holidays, they look after the grandkids. And I just need to write these down because I need to be clear in my head that there are good times for engaging with them with large projects and other times are not so good. And then I will start campaigns. So January, start the year off right with this course. It could be a campaign. February, back to school. Help the school kids with their maths. Whatever your courses are would help them. Let's move past the next section. Once we've done weekly roughly and yearly roughly, now we're going to do an actual month. So we can do a month planner. This is actually a post-it note or sticky, but I stuck the whole thing down again with my chicken scratch, but you could write it out in nice calligraphy or something. And so July 2018, 27th to 29th is the Udemy Live conference. So this is why I chose Udemy, July as an example for Udeminians. And obviously along here, you could be making plans about how you're going to put your goals for the month in order to go to Udemy Live. You might say, if I get this number of courses sold and I have this amount of money, I make this amount of money, then I can go. Update the small business course. A new promotional video on YouTube, update an old lecture, and I would list the lecture that I wanted to update. I would do an Instagram campaign and 2 newsletters for July. July is the beginning of our financial year in Australia, so I'd do a big push to training managers, and I would note all that in my weekly. But obviously retired people aren't training managers. Goals, and list them all here, and I can show you more of that shortly. But they're the goals. You might have a revenue goal for the month, or you might have a goal about an ad spend and what you want to do with ads. If you don't set goals, even if afterwards you laugh at them and you go, oh, that was ridiculous, I was never going to achieve that, you won't know what you were expecting, and you won't feel thrilled when you do actually start to achieve reasonable goals. So go ahead and do that. Let me turn this around for you. So July, again, post-it note. You can use different things. If this was an actual diary, I'd just be filling in the diary. My 2 emails, which I mentioned over here on the list, I'm going to send out emails to students. One is to a list of students, or in the email, I'll list the students who've done really well that month. Completed the course, completed activities, uploaded something, whatever. And a star student would be one who helps somebody else. So this is to ask them to kind of engage with each other, I guess. So I would do that through emails. To put up 3 new lectures on the 4th, 5th, and probably the 6th of July. If you're working on Sundays, you need to fill in the Sunday section. And then I put little postcard stamps. Not postcard stamps, passport stamps around the edge to say this is a Udemy conference here. So that's an example, and then fill it out a lot more obviously than that. Let's go on. For your social media diary, make up little boxes for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then tick what you're going to do that week. Instagram, your Facebook page, Pinterest, Twitter, and then your website, blogging and that sort of thing. And Facebook obviously can be ads, or it could be your Facebook page or Facebook group. So you take one of these for each week, put it in the weekly section of your diary, and then for a specific day, for instance on a Sunday, I used this daily sticker again because it's not actually a diary, it's a workbook. And I would say at 10:30 on a Sunday, we do the course promo, 11:40 YouTube tips, and I put the two of them together because they're videos and video editing, and we all know how long that takes. It's so annoying. At 1:40 in the afternoon, edit the videos, so take a break, give yourself a chance, edit the videos, and 2:50 I take stills from the videos and prepare them for Instagram. Now they may not go up on Instagram. I'd need to look on here to see when I'm going to do my Instagram posting or back in my diary. And then lastly, put in schedules for family things, unless you don't want to go to the family thing, in which case cross that out. But pretty well that's how I work. I think that'll get you started. The key things here would be to write out your yearly goals, to have your customer avatars at high level and then specifically written out, plus the purposes, to write out general weekly and yearly rituals that they do, then to look at month and week of what they do, and in the week plan out what you're going to do with your courses and your social media content calendar and everything else. Remembering, vital, something that always we focus on in the workshops is whatever is happening here on this day, this time, this part of the year should be mapping back to their yearly rituals, not yours. So if you know that they're busy during school holidays, but you're free during school holidays, then you want to be doing a lot of background work ready to promote once they're back ready to do their courses and to continue learning. You've got to adjust your schedule with your customer's schedule when it comes to content calendars, courses, everything. It's all about the customer. Hope you found that interesting, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.